sleep all. Omula ira. Only crow.
What is up, my Squirtleites? It is I, your king, welcoming you back to more Let's Play Shadow of the Colossus. In the last episode, we defeated Avion, the Delta Phoenix, and in this episode, we are going to be taking on one of the more, I think, forgettable fights in the game. But that's not to say it's a bad fight by any means. But we have a lot of detours to make on the way there, and one major thing I actually want to bring up that has been added to this game. There are in fact content additions to this remake. Yes, I know. Now, I do want to say that part of me is hoping, although I'm not holding my breath, but part of me is hoping that at some point in the future, this game, this remake, is laying groundwork for the fact that indeed future Colossi can be added through content updates, DLC, whatever. Even if I have to pay for it, I wouldn't mind, honestly. I mean, this game is lower than base price anyway. I'd be okay with that. But if this is laying groundwork for that in the future, that would be awesome. However, I'm not holding my breath. But there are some things that they did update. And as far as those Colossus go, we're going to talk about those later. Not really interested in doing so at the moment, just because that would take an entire video on its own. But just one thing I want to point out real quick. Here in this forest, in the original, you could make aggro run through it at full gallop. However, there were less trees, and it was easier to avoid them. This time, not so much, so he does only stay at a canter. And you need to stay on this path. This path right here. It leads all the way through the woods. Trust me, we will get back on it soon. But if you get off that path, aggro will slow down to a walk, and it is painful to traverse these woods once that happens. So now, I need to shoot this lizard. Get back here. I missed him. Okay, we're fine. Did I miss him? Where did you go? No, really, where did he go? Lizard! Seriously, he disappeared. Just randomly. I didn't see him veer around. Oh, you sneaky little bugger. He didn't go into the water, did he? I hope not. I really need your tail. Okay, hold on a second. There. Oh, no, there he is. Come here. Come on, I can't get him. Oh my gosh, I'm bad. No. There we go, got him. Okay, give me your tail. Thank you. And aggro, actually, we're going to walk. We're going to walk. Aggro, come this way. Let's go. So, this, for you achievement hunters, is something I want to point out really quickly. This is a trophy exclusive to the PS4 remake, so pay attention. But what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to head over this direction. And just right here, kind of where it veers off to the left, there isn't much that way, but we're going to go over there in a second. There's actually a cave that's been added in here. Just down this way. Now, I've already gotten this trophy, so it's not going to pop up. But if you go down here and you stop in this spot, you will be getting a new trophy called Boon of the Nomad. Now, first of all, this is a reference to The Last Guardian, if you couldn't tell. These are the barrels that Trico likes to eat, and this makes me sentimental and want to cry every time I see it because Trico is my baby and I love him. But why is it called Boon of the Nomad? Well, that is a nod, actually, to a very important YouTuber and very important person in general, important gamer, to Shadow of the Colossus itself. And I'm going to talk about him for a minute. He doesn't even know I'm talking about this because he doesn't know me, honestly, but I'm going to do it anyway because it's not like I'm using his footage or anything. But I do want to bring you to him to your attention. Nomad, also known as Nomad Colossus, you can search him up on YouTube, has been making Shadow of the Colossus YouTube videos for almost as long as this site has been around, like as long as YouTube has been around. What he does is he hacks into the game and into the files, and also there is another lizard here, that's right, I forgot about that. Come here. He hacks into the game's files using an emulator and all sorts of other different hacking methods, and basically is allowed to take the wander and manipulate the game in any way that he pleases. mostly for secret hunting. And there are... Oh, I can't go that way? Here, let's jump right here. I know I'm going to take damage, but I don't care. The fruit will replenish my health. He makes lots and lots of videos about this game, a lot of which uncover different secrets, because in the PS2 and PS3 versions, there's a lot that the developers just kind of left behind in the code. Mostly because they really didn't change anything. They just kind of cut sections out when they realized that they weren't going to work, such as Colossus arenas and things like that. And as well as other unused assets and other things that you usually wouldn't find in a game's code, but were left in this one for some reason. And it's actually fascinating how much was left behind and what was left behind. For instance, there is an entire dam, like a huge dam structure, pardon the pun, that is in an unattainable or unreachable area that can be found. And it is fully almost fully interactable and everything. There are also certain areas that were used as test arenas for some of the colossi that were cut, as well as other locations that were just kind of moved around because they didn't fit anywhere in the game. Come on, aggro! So while we wait for him to get down here, I'm going to keep explaining. And Nomad basically explores all these locations. He uses different exploits as well in the game that you don't even need to hack for. One of them is known as aggro launching, which is a specific jump technique you use with aggro to launch Wander extremely high off the horse and get up to unintended locations. You can use this to get him up, Wander up on certain cliffs you're not supposed to reach and the like. And again, to kind of sequence break things and to explore areas you're not really supposed to go to. So, and again, Nomad does all of this. Now, he's not the only one. There were other YouTubers that did such things, such as P-Cole Uploader, although I believe he no longer is active. And Nomad has definitely slowed down over time because he's pretty much done everything. There's not really anything left for him to find. But he's an incredibly important fixture for Shadow of the Colossus, and in covering a lot of the things that the developers left behind and a lot of the secrets and figuring out how things would have incorporated things differently and stuff like that. So I highly recommend you go and give his channel a look. I will put it in the description because he was a big influence for me as well in looking up additional bits of lore and things like that. And I think the work he has done is absolutely amazing, and I would never want to take any of that away from him. Although I can't deny there are definitely certain tidbits and stuff that I have learned from him that it's not like I can be like, oh yeah, I figured this out on my own. So yeah, definitely go check him out. His videos could keep you busy. Oh, can I pick this up? His videos could keep you busy for literally hours and hours and hours, endlessly learning all sorts of information about Shadow of the Colossus that you never thought you wanted to know. So yeah, that is Nomad, and that is what that is a reference to. And Fumito Ueda and Blue Point, you could tell, had a lot of respect for the guy. I think pretty much everybody who knows, who has really delved into the lore of Shadow of the Colossus has a lot of respect for him. I believe he does not talk in his videos, by the way. They're all visually done, and he usually just uses text to talk. If that's a thing that you don't want to hear, like you don't want to hear commentary or anything, he also does that as well. So yeah, I would highly recommend you check him out and do a little bit of self-education on this game, because it's really amazing how much is put into this game that is not immediately apparent just by going through the game and fighting the 16 Colossi naturally. So we want to head on in here. This is the location of the 6 Colossus. Now that we have finished talking about Nomad. And we're going to head over this way. And I probably will reference him a couple more times throughout this playthrough. Okay, I can't dodge roll under there anymore. Could in the original, but not in this one. However, I can dodge roll through here. Whew, very awkwardly, but I did it. Now, for this part, I am actually going to suggest that you hurt yourself pretty badly here. After this cutscene plays, of course. So, you see that wall straight ahead, right there? The intention is to slowly drop Wander down it until you get to the very bottom. However, doing so is going to trigger the Colossus activation. And the problem is you don't want to be standing at the bottom of that wall when the Colossus activation happens. So I highly recommend you go way over here to this torch and you freaking jump. Just do it. Trust me, it's not going to kill you. It's going to hurt you a little bit, but it's not going to kill you. But please do that, because, well, you'll see. I'll admit I do kind of miss his roar. So it does displace you, but he will actually step on you in that... Oh man, I got hit pretty good. He will actually step on you during that cutscene and do damage to you that way, but also stun you if you are at the bottom of that door. So don't stand there. But anyways, as you can see, he walks through here now. I can still move during this cutscene, by the way. As you can see, I've made it here, and I'm going to kind of bob and weave over this direction just because I don't want him to get to me, and I'm going to use that pillar to my advantage. But keep making your way to the end of the room. Just keep heading over this way. You'll be fine. Don't worry. And he's going to try to make his way around, but that pillar usually throws him off quite a lot. So this gives you plenty of time to make it over here, and all you want to do is kind of stand under here. Once he gets over here, he's not going to be happy. Barba's a jerk, by the way. He's definitely a jerk. Oh yeah, that's his name, Barba. And I totally miss his roar, by the way, that he makes when the fight starts. But he's going to kind of position himself. Now, in hard mode, he actually had an additional sigil on his hand right there that you can get. And the way to do that is, well, when he crouches down, he'll actually plant that hand on the ground. So he's going to... just crouch down. He's not going to smash his fist at me, which is good. And you want to grab onto his beard. Now, as I said, see, you can see how he plants that hand down? That is how you get his third sigil. But to get to the main two, and the only two that are relevant here in normal mode, all you need to do is climb his beard. And the music begins. Alright, Barba. Yeah, toss your head back. Yeah, that's the way. Alright, good job. Good job. Oh, apparently I wasn't all the way on his back. Oops. Well, he's mad. Okay, hold on a second, Barba. Come here. Apparently I wasn't all the way on his back when I let go, like I thought I was, so that's my bad. So he'll crouch back down again, thankfully. He did that pretty quickly. So let's try this again. Now, his beard is kind of glitchy in the PS2 and PS3 version as well. It kind of swings you to his shoulder very quickly, which is honestly where you want to be. You'd rather be here than trying to climb up his face. It's a lot more difficult to climb up his face. Because all he'll do is do this shrug, which is a lot easier to, well, shrug off. And then you can get to his head and start stabbing. Now, the head is only half the battle and definitely the easier part of this battle. But get 3 fully charged stabs in, and then we can make our way to the more difficult sigil, which I'm going to hurry and get to before he tosses his head back. Here he goes. Oh, geez. Now, this other one, you want to make sure you have full grip before you drop down to it. But this one... oh, geez. Yeah, don't walk, please. There we go. Stab him right there so I can stop his animation. And stab him again. And then one more ought to do it. Because he will flail around a lot if you're on his back. Like so. Here it is. So yeah, you are not hitting him while he's doing this. Trust me. That's just not going to happen. So, use this opportunity. Oh my gosh, he moved again. Come on, I can do it. There we go. And down goes Barba. And with that, we are done. Ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be it for this episode of Let's Play Shadow of the Colossus. I hope you all enjoyed it very, very much. And I will see you all in the next one.